Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing another really fun Halloween look. But before we get into it, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, give this video a thumbs up because today we are doing Anne Hathaway's look as the White Queen in Alice in Wonderland, so stay tuned. I've already washed my face and done my skincare, so let's start by prepping the face. I'm going to start with my NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, and I'm just rolling that applicator onto my ring finger, and we're going to place that on the lid and bring it all the way up to the brow. Now, Anne Hathaway's brows, though darker, are not like a weird color or done in a strange way that needs that silicone base to really attach to it. And we have a little bit of carnauba wax, usually in an eyebrow pencil, so everything should be sticking really nice. Even though we are kind of whiting out the face, I'm still going to do a little bit of corrector with a Bobbi Brown corrector, and I'm again going to use my ring finger, and I'm just trying to cancel out any darkness that's underneath the eye and just really lightly tapping, getting in that inner corner as well. I'm not too worried about the top of my eye because that actually is going to have a little bit of shadow. We're going to be using the Muse palette by Eldridge, which has some really beautiful pink tones, burgundy tones in there, and it's perfect for Anne Hathaway's White Queen look. Now, some of that burgundy and pink does end up on that lower lid, so what we're going to do is we are going to get that complexion on right away because I want it to sink in, and I want to make sure that it's enough white to really cancel out the skin that's going on underneath. If I had a blue primer, this would be a great time to use that. Makeup Forever has one, and it'll really not only brighten but kind of lighten your skin tone a little bit. However, you always want to be cautious with those color primers, the purples, the yellows, the oranges, the blues, because sometimes depending on your skin tone, they can create something on your face that is possibly unpleasing to you. So I actually did buy some legitimate theater white makeup. This is in skeleton white, so I thought that would be great, and it's from Ben Nye, and I got it from Camera Ready Cosmetics. Now, I've never used this product before, so I'm just warming it up with my finger. I usually feel like a lot of these older companies like Ben Nye, you need to warm up a little bit, especially with the first use. I mean, look at that. Look at that white. That is, ooh, and look at that coverage. That is fantastic. And it's just so much better and so much easier than what I've been doing with my foundation and the eyeshadows. So this is a cream foundation or a cream base, and it's just going to go on so much quicker, and it's not going to dry out my skin like mixing in your eyeshadow to your foundation will do. What I'm kind of seeing is that in order to keep the intensity of the pigment, it's better to just kind of bounce your fingers, and I will go in with a brush in a little bit just to make sure that there's no weird harsh lines or anything like that. But right now I just want to get a good base down, so I don't mind if it's a little bit on the sheer side because this product absolutely has really good pigment. Now, it's funny because when I saw Alice in Wonderland with Anne Hathaway, I remember being completely shocked and blown away by her makeup, mostly because she had become blonde, and then of course the whited out face with the dark brows and then the dark lip as well. And now when I look back at it, it doesn't seem quite so shocking, which I think is always interesting, the ideas that we have in our mind's eye compared to, you know, taking a step back from the actual situation and just observing from a different point of view after that moment has passed. Things just look a little bit different and have settled in your brain. But when you see something for the first time, it is pretty shocking. So before we continue with any other makeup, I do want to take my Sephora Pro brush and just bounce that all over and make sure that as this product dries, it's not drying patchy. I want a really nice clean look on the face. I mean, I'm in a movie with Johnny Depp, for goodness sake, right? I have to make sure that my makeup is good, and it's Disney's, and their makeup is so good, so spot on. But I can definitely tell I'm going to need another coat because I'm not as white as I would like to be. I am probably going to skip my ears just because I'm not actually going out for Halloween right now, or any celebration for that matter. My hair will probably cover it. But if I was going to be Anne Hathaway, the White Queen from Alice in Wonderland, I would for sure make sure that every part of me that was exposed would have a little bit of that white essence in there. I'm gonna leave that alone and just see how it kind of sets. It feels very creamy, very oily, like it won't set until I set it with some powder, which is great. But again, this is my first time using this product, so I just wanna see how it kind of sits on the skin after a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips, and I'm taking Charlotte Tilbury Night Crimson, and then I'm also pairing it with the 3C from Lisa Eldridge. I don't need this first application to be perfect because I'm going to go back in with my pencil and make sure that there are some lines and definition going on. So now we have our very nice dark lip. We need to fill in our brows a lot darker. I wouldn't say they're black. They don't look black. They just look really dark brown, and she's like a platinum blonde in the movie. So even though I'm not quite a platinum blonde anymore, I'm still going to fill in my brows quite a bit darker than I have been. And I'm just going in the same direction. I'm going to bring it out a little bit more because I actually really like that trick from the Barbie movie. I feel like bringing out the tail just a little bit further than you normally would really does balance the face. So just try that trick. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and watch the Barbie makeup tutorial from last week and see if some of those tricks don't make your everyday makeup just shine a little bit better. So we have our dark brow, we have our dark lip. Now we need to start working on our eye and then go back to the complexion and really fill in as much as we can. So again, I'm going to be using the Muse palette from Lisa Eldridge. I'm definitely working with these two shades the most, and then this darkest one if I really need to. There doesn't seem to be a lot of liner going on, but there does seem to be some kind of darkness around the lash line. So what I'm going to do first is take my black treacle and do a quick tight line, and then we're going to go in with the lightest pink shade, put that all over the lid. I'm going with my 201, starting from the outer part, working my way in. This just adds a really nice gradient with the color, and then of course bringing it up into the socket and doing just a little bit of definition. She's barely wearing any eyeshadow. In my mind's eye, she wasn't wearing any eyeshadow, and when I went back to look at the pictures, I was a little surprised that she actually did have some eyeshadow on there, but it's just barely there. It's just kind of hinting. It's picking up the lipstick color so that it's not quite so stark. Now I'm going to go in with my 217 into that medium shade and just amp up the outer part of that lid and the crease because her eyes look very big, very open. And then I'm going to take that shade again on my 217 and bring it down on my lower lash line. And it's all very soft. If you have an extra brush, this is a great time to bring it in. I'm going to take my extra 217, soften that up a little bit, and I know I'll probably have to do this again after I go back in with the white, but I'm just going over the edges. I'm barely touching my face, going over the edges and making sure that everything again is really nice and soft. Now the liner, it looks like it's either black or really dark brown. So I'm going to go in with Burnt Umber from Lisa Eldridge, and if I need to, I'll go in with that darkest maroon burgundy shade and go on top of it, just right next to that lash line, doing little dots, doing little smudges. Then I'm going to take my pencil brush and make sure that's really nice and soft. And I would say that makes really good sense. I don't think I need to go over it with the dark burgundy that's in here. So now we are going to amp up our lashes with the 4D and the Overcurl. And now all we have to do is re-amp up the white that's on the face. So again, I'm going to go in with my finger and just tap on top of what we did before. Then I can always go back in with a tool like a beauty blender or a brush and make sure that we're building it to the degree that we want. Now we just need to powder, let down our hair, and we are good to go. And that is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching this Anne Hathaway Alice in Wonderland inspired tutorial. It's one of those looks that has stayed in my brain for a very long time, so I hope you had fun recreating it with me. I do fashion videos every Wednesday, beauty videos every Friday. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram and watching the shorts in between for before and afters to make your life a little bit easier and a little bit more glossy, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye!